Here you are, live.
Live. Perfect. Oops. Did I get there? Is it still live? Yep. No.
Yeah, live. Live on Facebook.
Okay. Perfect. Perfect. Change you to speaker view. And I'm going to mute everybody. Whoops. What happened to my mute button? Oh, bright light coming on in. Okay. If you all want to mute yourselves, mute. All right. If you can mute yourselves, I don't know, that disappeared today.
I don't want to mute myself.
Whoa. I got like brightest lights coming on in over here. Okay. Wow. That's beautiful, but you won't be able to see anything, I'm sure. Okay. I'm going to swap to gallery view. Are you all on mute? Maria, Mom.
Yes.
Hit
Am
yourself on. Yeah, you're not on mute. Yeah, Maria, can you mute yourself? We try so hard, like, that you can't. Okay, let me see if I can. Oh, there we go. I got you. Maybe not. Yeah. Yep. Okay, you all can hear me, right? Yes. Yes. Frozen. Hold on, I'm back and forth. We're good. Okay, you all look frozen for a minute. Okay, here we go. Okay, we got Ella joining us today too. Huh, Ella. Ella, we're gonna do yoga. So I'm gonna actually, see down dog. We're gonna do down dog. We're gonna do up dog. Okay. I thought I haven't been doing quotes in a while, so I'm going to start with a quote and end with a quote. The secret to having it all is knowing you already do. So let's close our eyes and begin. Take a big deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth, sigh it out. Big breath in. Exhale. So for today's practice, we're going to set an intention, and that's going to be, it can be gratitude, it can be whatever it is that you want to be, just something that you think of throughout your practice. It can be one word, it can be a phrase, be a talkative dog. So again, big deep breath into your nose. Open your mouth, sigh it out. Soften where you can. Feel your sitting bones pressing into your seat as your spine lengthens and the crown of your head lifts on up to the ceiling. Shoulders draw down and back. Belly pulls in slightly. Arms down by your side. Inhale, big breath in. Exhale down. Inhale, breath in. Exhale down. Oh, Ella. Okay, we got crazy dog. Two more, just like that. Big breath in. Come on down. We're letting dogs out already. All right. And then let's come on all the way into table already. And sit yourself up. So really pay attention, pressing your palms into the ground. Each of the base knuckles of your fingers into the ground. Spread your fingers wide. Knees or hips width apart. And we're going to start just with some cat and dog curls here. We've got cats and dogs everywhere. So inhale, lift that up. Exhale, curl. Like Catherine's cute little kitty she's got there. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, curl. Inhale. Exhale. So two more. Again, nice full breath, as much as you can take in, and emptying as much air as you can out. And then we'll meet together, neutral spine. All right. We're going to inhale, bring your right hip on up, make some circles with your right hip. Try to keep your hips still square while you're doing this. Nice, big, wide, juicy circles. And then change direction. And bring it on down. Left hip comes up. Hoping you are all still there. My video's looking different today. We were joking about Zoom tomorrow being free. So let's see, maybe everybody's on already. Go ahead, change direction. Try to keep your neck, your spine long and straight looking down. And bring your leg on down, bring your knees together, sink back and take child's pose. Arms reach wide and find your breath. Feel the rise and fall of your chest and your thighs. Maybe reach your hands a little bit wider and then sink on down again. Inhale, lift your forehead up off the ground and then walk yourself on over to the right. Nice and slow. Feel that stretch on your left side body. And then when you've gone, you feel a really good stretch there, go ahead and sink on back onto your mat. Notice as you breathe, the space between your ribs expands. Inhale, lift on up, walk back to center. Just on the tented fingers over to the left, and then sink on down again. Feel now that right side. Remember your intention that you set at the beginning of practice. Again, if it's that gratitude of just being able to be here. Lift on up, inhale, walk back to center. Lift yourself back up into table, so separate those legs. Again, hips width apart, spread your fingers wide. And our right hip, we've already done this one. So we're gonna actually bring our right leg out, right leg out. Point that leg long, your toes long. Left arm reaches forward. So opposite arm, opposite leg. Again, our gaze is right down just past our fingertips. Slightly drop that right hip. Then reach in opposite directions. And breathe. Keep reaching, keep breathing. One more inhale. Exhale, bring it on down. And in between, let's take some cat and cow curl. So inhale, lift up. Exhale, curl. Again, just two more, in and out. In and out. Back to neutral. Left leg comes out. Right arm forward. So your thumb is pointing on up here. spread your fingers wide. You can flex or point your extended leg. Again, maybe your hip drops down just slightly, that left hip, to keep neutral. Fingers continue to stay spread in both hands. The one on the mat's pressing in. Then you're breathing. Belly pulls in. You have 3 more breaths here. Remember, whether it's gratitude or whatever your intention is. Inhale. Exhale. Drop your leg, drop your hand, spread your knees wide, bring your big toes together to touch, and sink on back into child, bringing your arms nice and wide again. Really melt those hips down towards your heels. You can use your hands to assist you to press a little deeper. Sink your chest down to the mat. Inhale, come on up. We're going to spin around onto our bottoms. And taking a nice wide-legged apart here. Fingers come behind us, so they're pointing in the opposite directions, and you're pressing onto your palms, sitting up nice and tall. And we're just gonna nice and slow open up our hips, one at a time, just dropping them down towards the mat. Nice and slow. And then as we come over to the right, we're going to bring that right leg parallel to the top of our mat. You can use your hands, scoot yourself up so that you're facing forward of your mat. Flex that right foot. And then we're going to melt ourselves right on over our right shin into half pigeon. You can place your hands on your forehead. Great stretch for that IT band. Settle in, remember your intention again. Inhale, lift up. Walk yourself on over to the right. So maybe you're a little more over your thigh, and then drape on back down and settle in again. Again, keeping that right foot flexed. And if you know full pigeon and you want to extend your left leg behind you, you can go ahead and do that. This is just a modified version. Inhale, lift on up. Bring yourself back to seated. And we're going to do a couple more windshield wipering with those hips. And then on over to the left side. So set yourself up, don't rush. Again, that left leg comes parallel to the top of the mat. Left foot is flexed. Hips are square. And then we'll just walk ourselves right on over. And if you have a block, you can use a block as a tool. Put the block underneath your forehead, or you can rest on your hands. Be easy with yourself. And maybe that's an intention too, is to just Be easy with yourself. Really notice that left hip here. Breathe into any sensations. Inhale, lift that up. We're going to walk a little bit to the left and sink over that left thigh. Again, if you wanted to transition into full pigeon here, you can do that as well. Inhale, lift on up, walk on back, press yourself on up. And from here, we're gonna, kind of however gracefully it looks, into Malasana. So our deep squat, so if you bring your hands on forward, nice wide-legged stance here, lining up your knees with your toes. And then you can use the insides, your elbows onto the insides of your thighs. Press open, palms come together, tailbone drops. Another thing here is if you want to use a block, it's a good little tool. Sit on the block. And then just like we were sitting at the beginning, try to see if you can reach that crown of your head up nice and tall and long. Keep reaching your tailbone down. Release the grip on your toes. And then put your toes back down. All right, so we're going to try a little challenge here. So again, go easy on yourself and be grateful for what you have. Bring your right arm up, bring your left arm up, and then see if you can stand up from here. However, it looks like it's fine. Okay, move your block out of the way. Thanks, Sam, right? All right, hands to prayer. Feet are hip width apart. Bring your arms down by our side. Samastiti here, mountain. Lift up those 10 toes. Spread them wide, place them back down. Soft bend in your knees, and then pressing down from your feet, igniting on up. We're going to do a little bit challenging today. Just saw your eyes roll. Okay. Shoulders down. Bend your knees. Reach your arms on up into chair. Shoulders sink down. Gaze is straight ahead. So find your drishti, your one fixed spot to look at. See something new. Don't look at the dust bunnies. Breathe in and out. Maybe sink a little deeper as you exhale. Breath in, breath out. One more breath in. On your exhale, bring your knees straight, hands to prayer. Nice. Press your thumb knuckles into your sternum and notice what you're feeling. Is your heart rate just sped up a little? Your breathing quickened? Take a deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth, sigh it out. Eyes softly open, arms down by our side. We're going to do this again. So if you have a block at home, you can take a little trick here. We're going to put the block between our legs if you have it. If you don't have it, don't worry. Setting up just as we were. Arms come up back into chair. Hands to prayer. We're going to take our left elbow, bring it to the outside of our right knee. So really bend on down. Twist. Bring that elbow on over. Check your knees, look down at your knees and make sure your knees are still lined up here so that they're lined. And then twist yourself on over to the right, just with your thoracic spine, the space between your shoulders. Maybe keep sinking your hips a little lower for an extra challenge. Breathing. Inhale, bring yourself back to center and come all the way on up. Good, hands to prayer. Through your nose, breath in. Open your mouth, sigh. Again, big breath in. Exhale. Arms down by your side. Inhale, back into chair. Hands to prayer. Right elbow is going to come to the outside of your left knee now. So as your belly pulls in, bring that in and then twist with that thoracic spine again. So you're going to work your gaze on up the wall, maybe up towards the ceiling. And take a peek at your knees. Did your right knee kind of pop forward? Do you need to pull that hip back a little bit? Really press that left hand down into your right hand. Inhale, come back to center and stand on up. Exhale, hands to prayer. Good. Through your nose, breath in, breath out. Once more, big breath in. Exhale. If you have that block between your legs, you can ditch it. We're going to fold over. We're going to try a couple of lower back releases here. So bend your knees. We're going to reach down with our two-piece fingers, grab a hold of your two big toes, and then fold on forward. Again, not locking out your knees. You always want to keep your knees slightly bent. Elbows come out to the sides here. You can use your fingers to pull yourself down a little more. So you may want to start out like really bending your knees, and you'll feel that lower back. And then if you want to get into your hamstrings a little more, you can slowly straighten out your legs. Again, keeping a little bit of a bend though. Let your head hang heavy, and then maybe like a bobblehead doll, you can just let your head go. Release your hands with your toe grip. Bring your hands down to the mat or with your fingers. Then we're going to walk ourselves on over to the right. Let your head hang here. Come walk back to center and then over to the left. And then you can just walk yourself a little back and forth here, wherever you want to go with it. If you want to grab opposite elbows and take ragdoll, you can do that. Just go a little side to side. So just be aware, you may get a little dizzy here, being upside down, all the blood flowing to your head. Bring our arms down. Use your hands. You can use them on your legs. Slowly, one vertebrae at a time. Come on up to standing. So just get your balance. You might be a little whooshy. Hands to prayer. Big breath in. Breath out. All right, we're going to try another one, Gorilla Asana. So this is kind of playing with our balance a little bit here too, and it's something a little different. So if you're not comfortable with it, you can try one hand at a time. We're going to fold back on over, just like we did, and you're going to take your hands and place them underneath your feet. Yes, I did say that. So your palms are facing the soles of your feet. Right now, you're probably rocked back onto your heels. And see if you can walk your toes right up to the creases in your wrists. And then let yourself hang here. So if this is no big deal for you, you can kind of play around with shifting the balance between your left foot and right foot, maybe lifting up the heel or rocking towards your toe ball mounds a little. It's kind of a good massage for your wrists. Right, release that down. And we're going to come right to our knees. We've been upside down a bit here. If you've got that block, I'm going to take that, put that between our legs. We're going to go into camel. You can curl your toes up behind you if you want, or curl them under. I like to tuck them. Hands come to your lower back, palms press on in, shoulders open. And then here we're lifting. Squeeze that block between your legs. Lift on up. Really lengthen the crown of your head on up. Open your chest as you pull your elbows towards one another. And breathe. Keep pressing your hands in. Keep lengthening. Press your thighs forward. One more inhale, and come on down. Take a moment just to breathe. If you want to close your eyes. We're going to do one more camel, so come on back on up. Curl your toes, press on in, and lift. So now here, there's an option. If you want, you can reach back maybe one arm at a time. See if you can reach a hold of your heels. You can just do one at a time, or maybe you can open up your shoulders and reach back, take both. Or you can just stay right here. And remember your intention. Inhale. Exhale, come on down, remove your block. Let's take a child's pose for a counter stretch here. So knees together, sink on in. Inhale, come on up into table. Separate your legs, curl your toes into down dog. So if your feet didn't end up where you wanted them to go, you can move them. If your hands feel uncomfortable, spread them nice and wide. Maybe those fingers hang off the mat. Open up your shoulders. Again, soft bend to your knees, and your heels are creating a sensation of heading down to the ground, but they are not actually touching the ground. Keep lifting your tailbone, and the inside of your elbows spin open towards the front. Belly pulls in. On your next inhale, shift your weight to your right foot. Bring your left foot into the air for a three-legged dog. Really flex that lifted foot. See if you can come up on the toe ball mound of your right foot. Drop your left hip slightly so your hips are square. So maybe your leg doesn't lift as much as you think it should be lifting. Again, belly pulls in. Breath in. Breath out. Breath in. Exhale, bring your left foot down to the ground. Weight shifts to the left foot. And on your inhale, bring your right leg on up. Again, flex that right foot, right hip slightly drops. Keep spinning the insides of your elbows to the front of the room. Again, not locking your elbows, not locking your knees. Breath in. Exhale, right foot drops to the floor. Go ahead, drop down to your knees and take child's pose. Inhale back into table. Curl your toes again back into down dog, and we're going to do a hip opener here. So the weight goes into the left foot, right foot lifts back into three-legged dog. Now bend your right knee, and then you're going to peel that right hip open so that your right hip stacks on top of your left hip. Now notice your body probably kind of just twisted, so bring your shoulders square again. Keep pressing both hands into the mat. Keep that right foot flexed. Breath in and out. One more breath in. Back to center. Bring yourself down. Bring the right foot down. Left leg comes on up. Bend your right knee. And then peel open so that left hip stacks on top of your right hip. And check your shoulders. Square off your shoulders. Keep breathing, your gaze right back to that back foot that's on the ground. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, left foot comes down, drop to your knees and sink back, takes child's pose. Got two dogs looking at me. Come on in. Inhale, come on back into table. Watch out, Ella. Curl your toes under. Right foot comes forward. We're in a runner's lunge. So your right foot's towards your right hand. You can come up onto tented fingers. If you have two blocks here, sometimes I really love to take these two blocks and kind of just use that to pull myself and give myself a little extra. You're going to come on up on that back foot so that your heel is stacked over your toe ball mound. That left hip dropping down towards the floor while your back hamstring is lifting on up to the ceiling. Press your left hand down into the ground, and your right arm is going to twist on up towards the ceiling. Your gaze can follow. Keep pressing your right foot down into the mat. Keep opening your chest. Inhale. Exhale, twist back to center. Drop your back knee. Sink on back for a little hamstring stretch, flexing that front toe. Draw your shoulders away from your ears and just breathe. You want to close your eyes. Remember your intention. Rock on forward. Bring our leg on back into table. Hips come up back into down dog, and that left foot steps forward. So however many steps it takes you to get there, whatever you've got to do. Move around until you're comfortable. And you want to keep your gaze just forward of your foot. Again, nice long neck, nice long spine. Maybe that right hip drops a little down. Plant that right hand, left arm reaches on up to the ceiling. Pressing that right hand down into the mat. Reach just as much with your left hand. Inhale. Exhale, come back to center. Drop your back knee. Untuck your toes and sink back. right, rock on forward. Get yourself back to table. And you know what? Let's take a child's pose here, just because. Inhale, rock forward all the way onto your belly. You can bring your arms down by your sides, palms spin up. Your shoulders can drop on down. You want to bring a cheek to the mat. Cheek, your chin to the mat, and then your opposite cheek. Come to center. Bend your right knee. Take your left arm, bring it parallel to the top of the mat. And we're going to flex that right foot. You can grab a hold, whether you grab a hold of your pants or whatever it is, down by your ankle. And we're going to lift on up, taking half of a floor bow here. Notice you're opening your shoulders. More cat and dog style. Drop it down, change sides. Right arm in the front. Left leg comes up. Lift your left leg, flex that left foot. Keep breathing. If you can lift your chest a little higher off the mat by pressing your forearm into the mat. Release it down, and then we're going to take a full floor bow here. So bend both knees, and if you need to separate your legs to grab a hold, that's okay. Just bring your legs together so they're still hip width. Grab a hold, flex your feet, and lift on up. Lift your thighs up off the ground. Open your chest. Then slightly bring your gaze, walk your gaze on up the more you can lift. Notice what your breath is doing here. I can tell you it's hard to talk in this. Inhale. Exhale, release it down all the way to the mat. You can put your chin on the ground, cheek. Bend your knees and just windshield wiper your legs, massage your thighs. All right, come to stillness. Bring your hands down by your lower ribs, elbows hug on in, the shoelace sides of your feet. Press firmly into the mat. And we're going to lift on up, little cobra, or you can come all the way up into upward facing dog. So an upward facing dog, again, we're not locking our elbows. Pointer fingers are at 12 o'clock. And as you press your feet into the mat, you may be able to lift your thighs up off the mat. And then lift the crown of your head on up so you're feeling like it's pulling, you might feel your lower back a little here. All right, bend your knees. Let's sink back into child's pose from here. Nice deep breath, long. Big breath in through your nose. Open your mouth, exhale. Good. Come on up into table. Curl your toes into down dog. And we're going to just step on forward onto our mat, however we're there, back into our ragdoll or our forward fold. And then slowly, one vertebrae at a time, let's come on all the way on up. Good. All right, we're going to do crescent moons. I don't think we've done those in a while. So our feet come together. We build our mountain. Arms on up into a temple. If you can see our temple. Shoulders sink in. And then inhale. On your exhale, just go to the right. So that left hip maybe wants to come along with it. See if you can keep pressing your left foot into the ground. Feel a nice stretch on your left side body. Inhale to center, exhale to the left or opposite, whatever I said before. So the side that's opening is the side you want to press a little bit more into the ground with. Get a deeper stretch. Inhale to center. Exhale your arms wide all the way down. Bring your hands down to your sacrum. Separate your feet. You take a little baby back bend here. Inhale, lift on up. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees really deeply. Let your body hang heavy over your thighs. We've been here before. Inhale, bring your hands to your shins. Lift up halfway. Create a nice long spine here. So your crown of your head's reaching right towards the front of the room, tailbone to the back. Breathe in. Exhale, fold. Inhale with your arms wide all the way up. Hands to prayer through heart center. Eyes closed. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Arms down by your sides. Feet come together again. We're going to go round two the other way. Lift on up. Inhale. Set yourself up. Shoulders sink in. Breath in. Opposite. Maybe your gaze walks on up towards that lifted arm. Inhale back to center. Exhale to the opposite side. Inhale, center. Exhale, arms wide to your lower back. Feet separate. Elbows hug in. And press on in. Protect your neck here too. Breath in. Exhale, fold forward, bend those knees, drop on down, let it hang. Again, move that head side to side. Feels good. Hands come to your shins. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. Hands to prayer through heart center, eyes closed. All right, open your eyes. We're going to do a couple of warriors. So at the back of your mat, step your right foot forward. We're going to do warrior one. So the back foot is at a little bit of an angle, maybe like 11 o'clock or so. Hips square to the front of the mat, and the right foot is working towards right knee, a 90-degree angle. So look here where your heels are. If you look down, you should be able to draw a line from heel to heel. Nice straight line. Keep squaring the hips off. Inhale, arms reach up, shoulders sink down. Spread those fingers wide. Warrior one opens to warrior two. Spin your back foot so it's parallel. Shoulders stack over hips. Check that front knee if it's collapsing. Gaze over your front middle finger. I think you're going to love me in a second. We're going to come back to warrior one. And now for a little bonus challenge, we're going to rock on over, bring your weight into that right foot, that front foot, and take warrior three. So the left foot lifts off the ground. Your right arms reach as far forward as they can. If you want to cactus your arms, you can do that. Like feel those wobbles. All right, bend your back knee, come on down to crescent. Whew. Bring your hands to prayer. Straighten on up. Let's bring our feet together. That was good. Breath in. Breath out. Again, breath in and out. Notice your heart rate kind of just like went up there. You're breathing. Were you holding your breath? So let's see what we got on the other side here. Left foot forward. Warrior one. Hips are square. So again, we're easing our body into it. Arms on up, shoulders sink. The edge of your back foot slices down into that mat. Gaze forward, find your drishti. Open on up to warrior two. Keep that great gaze steady, spinning your back foot. And checking in with that front knee. You need to nudge it outward. Hips over shoulders. Spin your foot back open, warrior one again. And now shift that weight onto that front foot. However, if you need to toe heel yourself to get there, lift up that back foot. Warrior three. See if you can spin your pinky toe down a little bit, squaring your hips. Soft bend in the standing leg. When you press your foot in, more balance. Bend your back leg, crescent lunge. Step your feet together, hands to prayer, eyes closed. Nice job. Big breath in. Exhale. Again, clearing breath in. Take a big breath in through your nose. Open your mouth, let it go. All right, let's take tree. Standing at the top of your mat, or center of your mat. Arms down by your side, Samasthiti, our mountain. Separate your feet, hips width. Shift the weight into your left foot. Right foot comes up, either above or below the knee. You're going to press your foot into your leg into your foot. Maybe your hands come into prayer. Maybe you wobble. Maybe you come down. Just go back. Keep opening your hip too. You want to keep bringing that knee back. Maybe you grow your tree, lift your arms on up. Maybe your tree is like in a hurricane right now and just ready to blow over. Breath in and exhale, put it down. All right, other side. Shift your weight to that right foot. Left leg comes on up. Again, hands to prayer, you grow. Whatever you do on one side does not dictate what you do on the other. And keep drawing that knee back. Opening, you're gonna get a good stretch right there in the inner thigh. Maybe you're growing. Maybe you can walk your gaze on up to the ceiling. Yeah, let's come on down. All right, time to hit the mat. I can't see what time it is. Let me grab my, oh, we're moving. Okay, yeah, let's hit the mat for sure. Let's do a seated figure four. I don't think we've done that in a while either. So our right leg is gonna cross over. We had both knees bent. Just make sure you get that bony part of your ankle past. your thigh so you're not poking it in, and your hands can come behind you, sit like this. You can cradle your right foot, just keep your right foot flexed. You can even rock side to side. Somebody thinks I'm talking to her. Like little circles feel good here. All right, let's release that down, change sides. So remember your intention, the gratitude. So I know we did some kind of challenging things today that we haven't done in a while. So maybe you weren't able to master them, as I wasn't able to either. But just grateful for your practice and grateful that you've taken the time to be here, to do this for yourself, so that you can keep practicing. And that's why it is a practice, because we practice it. Not a perfect, it's a practice. Right. Release that leg down, stretch both legs long in front of you. Again, soft bend in your knees, arms up, big breath. Exhale, fold on over. So we're gonna just hinge right at the hips. If you can grab your feet, if you have a strap or a scarf or a belt, and then just bring your chest on down, keeping that spine long. And maybe even here, sometimes what I like to do is lift up one sitting bone and then the other, and then kind of sink back in again. Inhale, lift on up, scoot all the way onto your back. Clasp your fingers and then bring your palms on up to the ceiling. And then bring your arms on overhead for a full body stretch. You're gonna hear a dog clicking my face in a second. Bend your right knee, bring your right knee in. And you can make little circles, move it around. Bring your right leg across your body, tee out your right arm. Come back to center, stretch your leg long, arms overhead again, and the left knee comes on in. Take that across your body to the right, tee out your left arm. Back to center. One more full body stretch. Both knees hug on in. And then some rocking and rolling. Massage your lower spine. If you want to cross your ankles and then grab a hand onto each knee, and then just use your hands on your knees to guide that, like little circles, massaging out that spine so nice. Drop your knees on down into Supta Baddha Konasana. Soles of the feet come together. Place one hand on your belly and one hand on your heart. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth, sigh it out. And again, grateful for our breath, for the vitality in our body. While we may not be able to do all the things that we've done before, grateful for where we are now, whether that's physically, mentally, socially. Bring your arms down by your sides with your palms face up. Walk your knees on in towards one another. Your feet go to the outside edges of your mat as your knees collapse in. You can lift up your right shoulder and then bring your right arm down a little bit more. Left shoulder, left arm down a little more, and then sink back in with your shoulders. Lift up your sitting bones and then gently place that back down on the ground. Take a breath in and out. You can take Shavasana here, or you can stretch your legs out into each corner of the mat. One more big breath in. Exhale, let it go. And take deep breaths. Slowly wiggle your fingers, your toes. Make circles with your wrists and your ankles. And roll on over to your right side into fetal position. Deep breath in and out. And then press yourself on up with that left hand to a seated position. Eyes closed, hands to heart center. And I promised another quote. So today's quote is, "Do not spoil what you have by desiring what you have not. Remember that what you now have was once among the things that you only hoped for." Thank you. I hope you all have a great Thanksgiving, and I will see you all next week. I'm going to log off on Facebook, and I'm going to stay on for Lori.
Happy Thanksgiving.
You too.